Good morning, children. This is Anurag Tiwari, Mount Literacy School, Jhansi, PGT Biology. In the previous section in biology, 12th class, second chapter, we were talking about the pollination. And today we are going to talk about the agents of pollination. And in this, the agents of pollination, there are two types of agents which are involved in pollination of all the plants in entire world, including from algae to the higher plants, flowering plants. Only two types. Number one is biotic factors and second is abiotic factors. Biotic factors, abiotic factors. Abiotic factors include water and air. Biotic factor means the pollination is done by insect, bees, butterflies. In abiotic, there is one characteristic that large number of pollen grains are produced in the process of pollination. Why they are produced? Because most of the pollen grains are wasted. Most of the pollen grains are wasted during the process of transferring, whether it is water pollination or air pollination. In abiotic factors, more pollen grains are not produced. Why? Because there is surety that pollination will definitely take place, and more and much amount of pollen grains are not wasted in the process of transferring, because this is conducted by this transferring is done by insects and bees. Now there are certain adaptations also in flower for pollination, such as if I talk about wind pollination. In wind pollination, what happens? Pollen grains of that flower are light so that they should fly easily in wind, and they are non-sticky so that they do not stick anywhere. Anthers are well exposed so that if any pollen grain comes, they are trapped by anther. Stigma is large and feathery, again, so that pollen grains can stick on it easily. That is why they are large and feathery. And flower has only one ovule. So this is one wind pollination. Examples are cotton, corn cob, date palm. These are the examples of wind pollination, and these are the adaptations of wind pollinating plants. Now we are talking about water pollination. What are the adaptations? Most of the content and most of the adaptations are same as wind pollination. There is one difference only, that pollen grains in water pollination, because they are found in water and water will damage the pollen grains. That's why they are protected by mucilaginous covering. The pollen grains are protected by mucilage covering. The examples are Hydrilla and Zostera. These are two plants are the examples. And there are some other examples also of water pollination. There are so many species, 35, 36 species which are found in water. Main feature of wind and water pollination, whether it is wind or water pollination, the main feature is they produce large number of pollen grains, as I told you earlier, and they do not have any nectar because they are not conducted by any insect, so that they have to give reward to the pollinators. That is why there is no reward or no nectar in water and wind pollination, because this is abiotic. Now we are talking about biotic factors such as insect pollination. What happens in this? The flower is large, colorful, so that insects should be attracted. It has fragrant also, again for the attraction of insects, and it has nectar also, so that if insect comes on flower, it should retain there for a while, and it is given a reward, food, in the form of nectar. Pollen grains are sticky, yes, so that if insect comes and if it has any pollen grain on its feet or leg or wings, it should stick anywhere in the flower. Stigma also, it is also sticky, so that pollen grain should stick on stigma, and pollen grain also sticky, so that it should stick on stigma. Rewards to pollinators. What are the rewards given to pollinators? Yes, nectar as food and safe place for laying eggs. These insects, if they have to lay eggs, they need safe place. So flower provides a safe place for laying eggs also, and it gives insects food also, so that they should come to the flower and pollination process should take place. So this is all about agents of pollination and adaptations in different types of pollinating plants. And here this particular section finishes. Next we are going to talk about double fertilization or triple fusion in flowering plants. Thank you very much.